LMPD and the FBI announced the indictment of 10 people from the Everybody Shine Together gang for federal gun and drug charges. Investigators say the group is a major Louisville gang fueled by drug money. The FBI says Devonzo Summer and Barry Reed,
one of those people accused of being involved in that criminal activity. The man also arrested, charged, and pleading guilty for the of Akeem Livers. Raekwon Burse. Just months after pleading guilty, he's now a key figure in a new case. Prosecutors charging him and 10 others as being a part of a gang committing crimes in Lexington.
Kentucky is witnessing an aggressive crackdown on gang-related crime, with multiple high-profile indictments aimed at dismantling organized criminal groups. From Lexington's West End Gang Alliance to Louisville's Everybody Shines Together, EST Gang, and a prolific car theft crew, law enforcement agencies are taking decisive steps to combat gang activity across the state. These gangs, involved in activities ranging from drug trafficking and violent offenses to large-scale car theft, have created ripple effects of crime and violence in Kentucky's communities. The recent arrests and indictments showcase the collaborative efforts of federal and local authorities to curb gang operations and restore public safety.
It was just after midnight on a Friday in November of 2020. Police heard gunshots and found 24-year-old Akeem Lee Livers found shot in a back parking lot near the 21C Hotel. 30 minutes later. The years that followed some of Lexington's most violent on record.
This Georgetown Street area is an area that Lexington Police's gang unit says that they have been investigating for criminal activity for at least the past 10 years. An area that the community clearly also recognizes the violence.
One of those people accused of being involved in that criminal activity. The man also arrested, charged, and pleading guilty for the death of Akeem Livers. Raekwon Burse. Just months after pleading guilty, he's now a key figure in a new case. Prosecutors charging him and 10 others as being a part of a gang committing crimes in Lexington. But
11 individuals are facing uncommon charges for their alleged involvement in an organized criminal gang syndicate operating in Lexington's West End. According to court documents filed in 2020, Lexington Police's gang unit has investigated criminal activity in the area for over a decade. The neighborhood spanning Georgetown Street to Newtown Pike has long been referred to as the West End. The syndicate's alleged activities include drug trafficking, firearm-related crimes, wanton endangerment, and violent offenses. These crimes were reportedly carried out by smaller gang factions such as the Down Bottom Gang, West Side Crips, Rollin 60s Crips, Click Tight, Squad, G-Fam, and others. Over time, authorities claim these smaller groups have become more organized, banding together to push back against rival gangs dominating Lexington's north and east sides. One prominent figure, Raekwon Burse, pled guilty to an amended charge of second-degree manslaughter for the 2020 demise of Akeem Livers. Police have identified Burse as one of the leaders of the West End Alliance. Police relied on social media posts, cell phone records, and vehicle searches to gather evidence against the suspects. "This is not a charge we use lightly," said Fayette County Prosecutor Kim Baird. "The statute is designed to focus on groups threatening community safety, but we must ensure every element is met before presenting the case to a grand jury. The statute has only been used twice in Lexington." The first case, initiated in 2021, involved 14 defendants tied to alleged East End gang activities and is still ongoing.
The authorities say they are all members of a gang known as Everybody Shines Together, or EST. 10 people indicted on various drug charges, including conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute. They also face firearms charges, and authorities also confiscated $160,000 in cash. The arrest coming after a months-long investigation.
Taking off the whole group and charging them all at one time.
The arrest began last month when Eric Mosley was taken into custody. The most recent arrest on Tuesday was his brother Rico's. Still, 3 suspects remain on the run.
The FBI is still looking for one man accused of being part of a violent gang. LMPD and the FBI announced the indictment of 10 people from the Everybody Shine Together gang for federal gun and drug charges. Investigators say the group is a major Louisville gang fueled by drug money. The FBI says Devonzo Summer and Barry Reed, who they were originally looking for, are now behind bars. 7 others were arrested last month. Police are still looking for Casey Jones.
Multiple alleged members of the Louisville-based gang, Everybody Shines Together, EST, are now facing federal charges following a series of arrests that uncovered drugs, firearms, and thousands of dollars in cash. According to federal prosecutors, the suspects were involved in distribution of drugs. 6. In total, 10 individuals have been charged with conspiracy to distribute drugs. The FBI and Louisville Metro Police Department, LMPD, have identified all suspects, though only 3 RICOs more are currently in custody. 4 others were released on bond after their arrests. The gang's name, Everybody Shines Together, shares its title with the business of popular Louisville rapper EST Gee, George Stone. However, Stone was not arrested in connection with this case. 2 of his business associates, Ricos Mosley and Eric Mosley, were among those arrested. Eric Mosley, who identifies as SG's manager, and Ricos Mosley now face minimum sentences of 10 and 15 years, respectively, if convicted on weapons and drug-related charges. This indictment is part of Project Safe Neighborhoods, a federal initiative designed to dismantle violent criminal organizations in Louisville. As part of the investigation, federal agents executed search warrants that resulted in the seizure of a kilo, firearms, a stolen vehicle, and $160,000 in cash. Authorities also revealed ties between the gang and Kevin Lawless, an alleged gang member accused of the demise of 3-year-old Trinity Randolph and her father Brandon Waddles in 2020. Lawless, who was on probation for an attempted deletion conviction at the time of the crime. Everybody Shines Together Entertainment, SG's company, was used to provide bail money for Lawless when he was being held on a $300,000 bond. Stone alluded to bailing out Lawless in his song, Sky Dweller, released in July. In the lyrics, he references Lawless's $1 million bond, rapping, "They want $1 million for Lil Cotta. No, I'm coming to get you, baby."
Top attorney says a group of gang members now face charges. Here's a list of people recently indicted: Jacob Bell, Lawrence Bibbs, Robert Thomas, Thomas Wallace, Reginald Webster Jr., Malik Birdsong, and Demetrius Wiley Jr. Commonwealth Attorney Jarena Weathers referred to these 7 people as gang members and said they were found with stolen cars and guns.
Individuals have been arrested and charged in connection with various crimes, including weapons possession, drug offenses, and receiving stolen property. Wiley was arrested on January 8 and faces charges of possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, drug possession, trafficking in marijuana, fleeing police, and receiving stolen property valued at $10,000 or more. His bond was set at $10,000. Thomas Wallace, 20, was arrested on April 26 and charged with 3 counts of receiving stolen property valued at $10,000 or more, possession of a stolen firearm, and fleeing police. According to police, Wallace was spotted in a vehicle stolen from Shelby County. During the stop, officers saw 2 handguns in plain view, one of which was confirmed stolen. Wallace fled on foot but escaped in another stolen vehicle later recovered in Memphis, Tennessee. Reginald Webster Jr., 23, was arrested on the same day as Wallace and charged with 3 counts of possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, 3 counts of receiving stolen property worth $10,000 or more, fleeing police, and criminal mischief. Police said Webster fled on foot across Dixie Highway after being stopped in a stolen car but was apprehended by officers. While in custody, Webster reportedly damaged the interview room wall and urinated on the carpet. Malik Birdsong, 20, was arrested on July 31 and charged with receiving stolen property worth $10,000 or more. Birdsong was seen arriving at a home on Dearborn Avenue in a stolen Ford Edge from Shepherdsville. During a search of the residence, police found the vehicle's key hidden behind drywall and basement crawl space. Lawrence Bibbs, 20, was arrested on August 23 and charged with receiving stolen property worth $10,000 or more and 2 counts of fleeing police. Police said Bibbs was spotted in a stolen car and fled at high speeds through heavy traffic. He later abandoned the car and entered another stolen vehicle before fleeing again with passengers. Bibbs and his accomplices, including Robert Thomas, Thomas Wallace, and Reginald Webster Jr., were eventually found and arrested. Jacob Bell, 21, was arrested on August 29 and charged with 2 counts of receiving stolen property worth $10,000 or more. Police said Bell was seen driving a stolen Ford Fusion from St. Matthews and a stolen Jeep Wagoneer from Detroit, Michigan. Robert Thomas, 21, was arrested on October 8 and faces charges of 2 counts of fleeing police, 5 counts of receiving stolen property worth $10,000 or more, drug possession, trafficking in marijuana, and tampering with physical evidence. The ongoing investigations and legal proceedings against Kentucky's organized criminal groups highlight the commitment of law enforcement and prosecutors to dismantle these syndicates. From the drug and weapons charges leveled against members of EST to the stolen vehicle operations of Louisville's car thief crew and the violent activities of the West End Gang Alliance, these cases serve as a stern reminder of the consequences of engaging in organized crime. As these trials unfold, they underscore the importance of continued vigilance and proactive measures to prevent gang activity from endangering Kentucky's communities. Through strategic enforcement and community engagement, authorities aim to disrupt the cycles of violence and criminal enterprise, fostering safer neighborhoods for all.